I would hate to be the last bat at the bottom, just because of the guano coming down. Does not seem like the most ideal thing. But I don't know how they choose that. But yeah, honestly, their communication skills are rather advanced. So they can have full-on conversations. They talk about where to go and when to go and with whom, and going back and looking for each other. So yeah, that's how I am. That's one of the things I'm more impressed about. That is a myth that they like to go in your hair. That was actually one of the myths that got started here in the 80s when they all showed up. People were saying that they were going to fly into their big Texas hair. In fact, people started making up stories about the bats when they showed up. People were so scared that they started coming up with fake stories, saying that the bats were attacking them or they were evil. And yeah, all kinds of silly stuff, you guys. We're very grateful for Dr. Merlin Tuttle. He's actually one of the main names in bat research. And he's also the person who found out the hard way about how guano can be toxic in caves for our lungs. Yeah, so he actually almost died and passed out many times trying to study the bats. So thankfully he did not. But that is why we know to have safety precautions taken when you do go into bat caves. Now, the bat guano is only toxic, you guys, and it's their poop, to be clear. Yeah. We're real fancy here. We like to say guano. You guys, it is not toxic to have a drop or two of your skin. In fact, it's actually kind of good for your skin. But it only becomes toxic when it becomes actual tons and tons inside of a cave, and then we're breathing it in. That's the only way it becomes toxic. We don't have to worry about that here, though, you guys, because it goes right into the water. And we have 7 different streams that flow into here. And this is also a lake and a river. So we have plenty of movement. And while we can't really create much of a wake down here, we still have enough moving water that their guano kind of gets spread out. It's not bad for our water. It's not bad for our fishes. All these bats being under the bridge does actually not harm the integrity of the bridge. Oh, you guys, I see a couple.
Yeah, I see them now.
Yep, there's a couple right there. If you guys can even see where those kind of string of lights are hanging down, that's where I just saw a couple of them. Now, we're only going to see a handful just at first because those are the scout bats, and they have a very important and brave job to do. They go check out to make sure that the coast is clear, that there's no hawks and owls around, there's no storm happening, and it's the right time of day. And then they go back into the bridge and they tell all the other bats it's time to go. So you can kind of see that they're going back and forth and around and communicating to all the little cracks in there, letting them all know.
And they come out in a big bunch.
Yeah, I would say I've noticed on overcast days they don't come out strongly, but also it's just a little harder to see them on those days. So it's kind of a mixture. If they think a storm is coming, they want to go out sooner or not.
Look, here they come. There's more.
Yeah, they're coming around, you guys. And keep your eyes peeled under there and then also over the tree line. Fun story about these string of lights, you guys. People put those up there and the city had to step in and say, you guys can't hang lights there, it's going to bother the bats. And they were like, oh, no problem, we'll take them down. And they said, you can't take them down, that will bother the bats. So here they hang, you guys, never being turned on.
Here they come.
Oh, here they are, they're flying through.
See in the arch one. They're all dancing.
An arch?
Underneath it, yeah. And then they're going to come out, they're going to go over us to the left.
I don't know if I want to be a scout.
Thank you, actually. Yeah, I think those have to be the bravest.
Yeah, I'm not brave.
And I don't know how they get picked either.
No. Let's
Look at them now.
They're starting to come out
I
more.
was already doing tourism before this. That's right,
Yeah,
you guys.
look
Look ahead
over
over
there.
the treetops.
Here they
There they
go.
go.
get it.
It's like a river. They come out in bunches, don't they?
Well, this is just
There they are, right there.
Yeah,
Look,
look,
up there.
look.
That's right, they're forming a strong line now that goes over the tops of the trees. They sometimes kind of look like a snake or a Chinese dragon, the way that they have formed those lines. They move them side to side and sometimes up and down.
Wow.
They're so cool.
Where do they go?
They're feeding. They go
I love that you
feeding.
guys have questions.
Look, Linda.
You guys are noticing
Oh,
those red
wow.
flashlights? That is
There
our
they
bat
go.
signal.
Say bye,
I'm just
Layla.
kidding.
Bye.
No, it's not.
Bye,
I wish it
Bats.
was.
If you look in the
Joe, you
corner,
guys,
those are hotel,
those are
you
our
can
big
see
red
them coming
flashlights.
out.
I have one too. I'll use it a little bit later.
There's so many.
So we can see those bats a little bit better. And also, bats can see. These bats actually have great vision, but they
Oh,
can't
wow.
see the entire color
Look
spectrum.
behind us, Dad.
And one of those colors they cannot see is the
Yeah,
color
it's a
red.
solid string.
So when we try to put red flashlight up there, they can't
That
really
is
tell
so
light is
cool.
in their face, and it doesn't bug them.
Yeah, it's infrared.
Now, if we were to use a white light, you guys, that would be like a deer in headlights. They'd be disoriented. They might hit against the wall of the bridge and fall into your boat. Where that was the night you had a bunch of Girl Scouts on board and everyone started screaming. That didn't happen to me, but that did happen to my coworker, you guys.
Wow, there's so many.
Thankfully, the bat just kind of got its bearings and took off.
It's gonna be what, 500,000?
Don't forget to look all the way behind you, because you're going to see them take these lines and look at. They're heading down towards Rainy Street right now. Sometimes we see
Wow.
them wrap around these tall buildings.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's worth seeing.
That is so cool.
That's worth seeing.
Now, the question is, where do they go? They go all the way down the water, you guys, and in fact, even past the city into our farmland right outside the city. And that's where they're going to find all those mosquitoes and moths. They basically are out
So
to eat,
many
and then they come.
bats!
They stay out all night long, you guys.
So many.
They don't care that they're pregnant. They're still young. They're going to stay out all night long and party and eat. And then they come back right before sunrise.
Oh my goodness.